All right, good now, folks. Good now. Good now. I am now Anand Yan, Addison Gus, whichever you prefer. But now for quick reference for anybody. Now on your levelsom. There's another version that says no. I'm just trying to appreciate your views, folks. All 82 followers, anybody watching this, infinite appreciation. Thank you. Love you guys, gals, people. 3 of us. 3 people in every one of us. Well, what are you talking about? There's the you that's coming up with all these propositions and theories and potentialities and worries, etc. There's the you that listens to it or doesn't. And then there's the you that's in charge of modifying and regulating that self-talk. Then there's you that's in charge of optimizing the decision to take that self-talk up on its propositions or to ignore it. The most courageous version of ourselves to live in is the one that's beyond the proposition and the acceptor or. It's the one that's optimizing. What's my daily self-talk? Do I have to listen to this stuff? And you say, well, the random thoughts, I can't control them. Yes, you're not going to control them immediately like that. No, it's about taking a stand at some point in your life to walk in consciously, to walk in consciousness. From the moment you do that, is the moment you start consciously programming your subconscious. So all those little random self-talks, all those little random thoughts, not to say that you'll never get one that seems bizarre, no. But they will all begin to be more based off of self-care as opposed to fear worship. How you've been trained, how most of us have been trained thus far. Maybe we'll get to a point where children who were born in 2020 and beyond, maybe they're born with a capability of just buying no fear at all. Who knows? Nonetheless, here is everything. Again, here we have the representation of everything via numbers and letters. Who of you isn't comprised of this? Again, I said this in another video. Yeah, there's probably some Amazonian people, some Icelandic people, some of these natives, people in forests in any country that have never been exposed to this matrical, tangible system of creation. But beyond those extremes, most of us are comprised of these tools, these primary tools of existence. Numbers and letters. Are there some alphabets with more letters and less? Yes. We're sticking to this alphabet, English, and 0 through 9 is universal on this plane, it. What are these? I know my lighting hasn't been too well thus far, but I'm getting there. These are the planes of inertia. The plane. You got 0 and 1. That's what computers are made of, right? That's how computers work. That's because that's all you need to create a structure. But if you want to have a life, if you want to have this plane, this existence that you see, well, it doesn't stop here. All right? It doesn't stop here. It's all of this and beyond. But from a base standpoint, it's 0 through 9. When you start playing with the human brain and human mind and the human ego, you go from this true 0 to 9 to not mentioning the 0 until you get to 10. 10, right? 10. You go 1, you put this back, 1. And that's what's really happening. They're cheating now. They're saying now, well, they're not cheating, they're just playing with it. They're saying now once you get past 9, in order to keep going into the matrix, or to expand the matrix, you gotta go now back here and put this 1 in front of that 0. And then we'll start over again and we'll respect it again by saying, oh, well, it's a double 1 now. And then we'll start, and you gotta respect them all by putting 1 in front of all of them again, because that's how we're starting over. We can't dare disrespect these gods like this. So in order to play with this, we have to remind ourselves that we started over on the 1. And what does that look like? Well, it looks like the first master of number 11. Double 1. Then you go into 12. Well, what's 11? K. 11. Master number 11, first K. Now you say, oh, well, how about that group? Well, we're not even going to go that far yet. Number 11. You see all these, you're going to see these little diagrams here. I've numbered these letters based off of their true value from 1 until 26. The true ascending order. But then also what I've done here is starting from B, really starting from 1, I will keep calculating each letter and show you its numerical value based off of what allows it to exist. So for example, F, if you can see it or not, there's a 22 here. There's a 22 on top of this F, but F is also the 6th letter in the alphabet. But this 22 is what the F equals with the value of A, B, C, D, and E combined. This is what the F is represented. So by the time you get to F in the alphabet, it's a master number of 22. All of the 5 letters before it equal a 22, a master number 22. Why? And so what's the significance of that? Well, F is 6. 6 is the second cycle repeated. What are the numbers? The numbers they're all God's individual, right? But the numbers, at least the numbers are showing you it's all about cycles. There's 3 in everything, in everyone, there's 3. And the numbers are showing you that. Because there's 3 cycles within all the numbers. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 1 cycle. 6, 4, 5, 6. Another cycle. It equals 6. Why? Well, it does. Because 4 plus 5 is 9, plus 6 is 15. And you reduce it, it equals 6. Okay, now here's a third cycle. 7, 8, 9. All right, 15, and then 24. It equals 6. So you got 6, 6, 6. That's the number of man. Okay? Are you going to say, all right? You're going to say, oh, it's the devil. Sure, it is the devil. But so is this. The devil is nothing more than Jesus. Oh, blasphemy. All right. Look, I'm not going to say, I'm not good. I'm here, I'm showing you streamline points. This is a mental wellness channel. You can check all my other videos. I've got more information or not. There's a good channel you can check out. It's called Mr. Astro Theology. He'll explain to you how Lucifer and Beelzebub and all these figures, they're all connected. It's called syncretism, folks. It's called syncretism. And you can look it up. Mr. Astro Theology. There's other people that have, this is my go-to reference. You want to know immediately? Mr. Astro Theology. He'll give you other links too. This is what it is. Right now I'm showing you how it's all, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's all about knowledge. It's all about knowledge. Fear is a choice. Everything is a choice. You're going to choosing truth, knowledge of self is going to require you to optimize your energy. It's going to require you to walk in dignity. It's going to require you to stop having your reality defined by the outside. It's going to require you to accept that your internal atmosphere, your constant self-talk, I don't care how much of it you keep a secret, is what will always determine your outside reality. That's it, and that's what's been going on. So it's a 6. Look, we'll do it the other way. It's all about cycles. So these green lines are your plane of inertia. It's what you walk on. Now, if you want to accept that the ball earth is true, that's fine. But just know you're gonna have you're gonna have to flip everything upside down and then keep doing that within what you flipped upside down to make true knowledge make sense to you. Because that's the nature of the ball earth, because the ball earth is just not true. It's a pitch. The ball earth is a entertainment spectrum. When you look outside, everything, and when you feel outside, everything is telling you that the truth is flat, that what you walk on is flat. The things that are moving are the things in the sky. So what we have here, as I've described in my other video, is the plane of inertia that we walk on. Get your little flight here. When you look into the sky, what is your self-talk? Because if you don't know what your self-talk is, which is comprised of these letters and numbers, but the letters first, right? If you, as far as your talk goes, but if you look in the sky and what you're looking at when you're dreaming, because everybody, when you look in the sky, you know you kind of get, whether you talk about it or not, you energetically, you're going into a place internally. And when you're looking in the sky, it's going to give back to you, as with anything and anyone, ultimately, it's going to give back to you what you're giving to it. So if you're looking in the sky with a bunch of fears and hopes and like, oh, maybe one day, what else is you going to get back? Is maybe one day a bunch of confusion. You have to look at, when you look in the sky and wherever you go, wherever you walk, when you look within, when you feel within, when you look down, when you close your eyes, you want your self-talk to be optimized. You want your self-talk to be optimized. You're the one that's going to be in charge of optimizing it. And for as long as you forever only rely on the outside optimizing it, it won't be optimized. Because only you have the audacity and tenacity to rip apart your blockages to allow your true gifts to shine how they're going to shine. Because it's only in you for them to shine how they're going to shine from within you. So these numbers are showing you, what I've done here is showing you how, through the letters, that it's all about cycles. And if you live in a place where you experience the seasons emphatically, like New York City or Chicago, or any of those big cities like that, forgive me, folks. I reside in the United States of America, so I don't know every place on the top of my head as far as cities around the world that experiences the seasons emphatically. But I know New York does, and I know Chicago does. There you go. But it's all about cycles. It's all about cycles. And that's what it is. It's about cycles. Linear time is a sales pitch. So you're on this plane of inertia. When you take off on your ship, you're going through your spells cast in the sky, in the ether. So it just shows you how, okay, so when you take this flight, now this is the sky you see. When you try to go a little bit higher, now you're getting into the realms of the gods, right? Not to say that these letters aren't gods either, just like we're made, the human vessel is made in the image of God. The God is in you, right? We are God in quality, not in quantity. So we are the representation of the source energy in this vessel, but we are not the representation of the source energy totally, because if we were, then we would be everything at once. We are everything at once, but in a finite capacity through this vessel, through your vessel. And you have to respect it. You have to respect being that everything at once through the chronological happening of inside of your vessel, aka your feelings, aka your intellect, your intel. Are you able to intel yourself? Are you able to know yourself? Are you able to express yourself truly? Knowing this is going to help you do that, give you the confidence to do it, because you just learned already. What are you so afraid of 666 for? It's nothing more than the representation of the cycles. The cycles which allow your human existence. 6 carbon, 6 proton, 6 neutron, 6 electron. I could be botching that, but that's basically what it is. The number of man, 666. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. And then the numbers are telling you that themselves. Now here you go again. If you want, go back and for more information on zero. But not, basically, zero is the representation of the plane of inertia. So we don't count zero all the time. So you start the cycles from 1, 2, 3. So the plane of inertia is right here. One again. So when you fly up from this, what we walk on, you know, we're down here. We walk on this. Whee, yippee. I don't even know how to do a woman, the traditional woman stick figure, I guess. You know, be like that. Whee! She's got hair, right? And you got the little kids or whatever you want to say, adolescents. Take your flight up. Now they got these technologies they started playing with, from what we're told, in the 40s and 50s, where you can go higher, 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 and try to push these, but you can't get past it. This is what you would call like the Van Allen belt. This is why rockets basically wind up going horizontal, because the quest isn't, you're not going up. The quest is outward. Oh, get mad. Do your research. Check out the channel I just went over. All right. But when you bounce off this, you get into another realm here. There's entities going in the ether. And you want to try to come up here. When you get to this level, get a little ship. They have, I've said in other videos, they have technology that has tried to break this barrier, but they were just greeted by a rude return to the ground. So you go 1, 2. How about that powerful 12? We'll get back to that 11. All right, but 1, 2. I want to show you guys again that it's just cycles, and it's showing you, the numbers are showing you that. It doesn't matter how different it looks. It's a cycle. So what is C? What is C? C is 3 technically, but in totality it's 6. Why? Because C spawns from A and B, right? 3 spawns from A and B is 2 and A is 1. So how does that make? How does that get? Because 3 is 6. So 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Here we go. C is a representation of the first cycle, the divine child. We just, the last video, man. I'm sorry if I have, you know, I apologize for the video quality. If you pissed off at it, you can't watch the video. If there's a chart, you can't see it. Look, I get it. I get it. And speaking of that, let me try to get some more light on this situation. Well, I'm back. Maybe the light helps, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't like. So the C is 6. Why? Because A is 1 and B is 2. So the C is 3. It's 6. Now you go 4, 5, 6. D, E, F. 4. So D is 4. 5. E is 5. As I've said earlier. F is 6. Chronologically. But now cumulatively, well then D is 10. And there you go. So 10 is known, it's really 1. First of all, you reduce it. But every time you put a 0 next to a 1, or a 0 next to anything, it magnifies and amplifies the innate properties of that number. So here we go. The first 4 letters in, we have our first representation of 10. Hidden within, if you're understanding how to appreciate, you would know 10 first appears 6 letters before its chronological appearance. And that would be at D. 10. And 10 is known as a new beginning, a fresh, a new start. Start over or keep going but differently. And that's what we have in the 10. Because it is a representation in the 4 of a new plane, a new cycle, a different group of cycle. You got your first group, or really what could be considered your last group. If you're looking at this from a heavenly standpoint, you could look at it as this 0, 1, 2, 3 would be the bottom of the most high, the top, right? But then you could go, it doesn't matter. You could go either way with it. That's the point. That's what we're here to learn how to do in these vessels. Is to understand that, yes, appreciate your compartmentalization, but don't let yourself fall for the trap that these categories and these brackets is the way the world. No, everything comes from the same innate source energy. It's all connected. We're here to respect our illusion. We're here to respect our real illusion of separation via your vessel. The answers you want are inside of you, awaiting you to allow them to grow and flourish and allow you to use them to keep your growth going. So 4, 5, 6, and then what's going to happen? You're going to get 4 and 5 is 9, plus 6 is 15. That's 15 and 6. 15, all about the abundance, but it reduces back to 6 again. And if you didn't know, at that F, like I said, the second cycle is showing you how it's right in the middle, 22, a master number, all about psychic ability and harmony, harmonizing, unity. 22, master number, 2 powers personified. So again, so you see 5, okay, so 4, 5, 6, that's the second cycle. Now the third cycle, again, why is it, and then 3 doesn't end at 3, we keep going, but there's 3 primary cycles. Why? Because there's 3 of you, and there's 3 of you no matter what. Wherever you, so at the very least, there's 2 of you not listening right now. At the very least. Because I'm talking to the you that is in charge of creating that is in charge. Which means I'm talking to all of you at once, but you're starting to understand. So you got 7, 8, 9. 7 and 8 is 15, right where we left off. Plus 9 is 24, 6. So GHI. Now I is 9, numerically, counting from 0, counting up. And then what do we get again? Well, look at that. We're right back. I, telling you again, cumulatively, it's a 10. New beginnings. Now you might say, so you got a 10 here at the end of the last cycle, and a 10 to start the second cycle. Exactly. Because it's letting you know here, although it may seem like the end, it's just a new beginning. It's all about your viewpoint, all about your perception. Do you glorify creating and expanding your perceptions to balance the truth of the universe, which is infinity? Or do you glorify your perceptions being based off of fear worship, which means there's a finite ending somewhere for you, no matter what, within every category? I'm not saying you're wrong, just saying one's going to be optimal and one's going to be inefficient. Why? Because the one that's based off of the universe, the one that's based off of truth, the planes, the infinite planes, the infinite universe, well, that's going to be more optimal. The one that's based off of a human's stories, well, what kind of stories? Well, stories that are based off of fear worship. Well, those aren't going to be so efficient, are they? So you want to learn to look up into the sky, and when you look up here, you want to know how to dictate the stories you have been telling yourself when you look up and own it. There you go. It's showing you 6, 6, 6. And then you add a 0. So, what's it? Well, 6 times 6 is 36. To 16, is it? That equals 9, I believe. Squix to the squix. 6 to the third power. Right? Isn't that 236 or 216? I don't know. I'm doing it all in my head right now. 6 times 6 is 36 times 6. Should be 216, right? That'll be 9. Again, showing you completion again. Because 216, 2 plus 1 is 3. And 3 plus 6 is 9. Completion. A form of it. But it's showing you again, it's not over. It's showing you, because again, now I, cumulatively, with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H behind it, it is able to honor them with understanding. New beginnings, because it's 46 equals 10. There you go, folks. We're going to get to the rest. We're going to be breaking it down, but I want to try to keep these videos with some type of decent length behind them for now. At least this one, anyway. Again, 0 is a foregone conclusion. It is this plane of inertia. What spells are you casting when you look in the sky? Do you know how to break down your name? Do you know how to break your name down correctly? Or any of the 3 ways that you could break your name down with the numbers? Do you know your birthday? Do you know how to break down your birthday and your birth date? Do you? Gonna have this. I can make every video about the numbers. So we're gonna have a ton more content coming. If you haven't watched the first, if you haven't watched any video before this one, when you see this chart, please watch it, because it'll help you with understanding forever. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat some of the stuff, but you're gonna see some of the stuff in those other videos that I won't repeat. Again, it's all about cycles, seasons. It's telling you cycles. You think you know? Okay. So okay, you're 76, you know somebody 76-year-old? Well, guess what? They're really 13. And beyond that, they're really 4. It's an internal thing. What's happening is that it's an internal thing. This whole thing about just keep counting up, that's somebody's sales pitch that somebody forgot to keep saying that that's what it is. But for those wise ones out there, you remember it's a sales pitch. Because the sun and the moon and the earth, they just keep doing the cycles. They keep doing the cycles. It behooves us to know how to keep counting up so we can be in tune with knowing the cycles. But I guarantee, I won't say the word guarantee, because I don't have the instruments to calculate it all. But I would really go with something that even if we didn't know how to keep counting up, that we would still be able to tell, hence the Mayan calendar, when the cycles and stuff are going to shift. And it's not only the Mayan calendar. There's other ancient artifacts from other ancient civilizations that will have the ability to count the cycles too. What happened in our era is that we still know how to count the cycles, but there's a sales pitch out there that wants it to seem like, oh, we don't know how it's going to go. We're just going to keep counting up, and that's a sales pitch. And it's called the thing that says, oh, we're not on a plane of inertia. We're not on a flat plane. We're on this spinning stuff that says we don't know how and when, we don't know nothing. All we know is what we got, and let's try to keep. Funny enough, how that's designed to try to make you focused on the here and now, but all it does is take you away from the here and now, because it's not using the innate map that represents the here and now. Think about it. Feel it, folks. When you play a video game, when you go anywhere, what do you need? What do you need in order to succeed in the game? You need a map. If you don't have a map, you don't know where you're going. And we're born with the immediate 5 senses to recognize our immediate map. A flat plane. We don't need all this stuff to see comets coming, because they ain't coming. Whatever is telling you is coming is going to be something else. And I respect it. I'm not mad at it. I appreciate my Hollywood entertainment. I'll show you how to use that Hollywood entertainment to help you know yourself that much more through any story going on in that Hollywood entertainment. Because you can rest assured, on these planes, and your ability gives you your ability to walk on this planet, on this plane, and exist, is only about being on a flat surface. Appreciate your NASA stories. Appreciate your Hollywood entertainment, because that's where that stuff has a right to be. But as far as the realistic goes, you're on this flat plane of inertia. And the spells you cast, do you know your numerical values? Do you know what you're worth? What's your birthday? You're born on the 12th? Are you born on the 5th? Perhaps the 28th? Whatever you're born on, you need to know what it's worth, how to reduce it, and understand that you need to know that there's multiple outlets of information And if you're going to just rely on mainstream information, well, you are probably, at this point, at the time of this recording, not going to get your most optimal information. You'll get a good chunk, but you're going to have to do a lot of deciphering. You're going to have to do a lot of breakdown. And then you're going to appreciate that mainstream information. But just know it helps you going to appreciate the rest of the information. Appreciate it all. Appreciate it. Respect it. But again, yeah, so we did the primary 3 cycles. And I say, so okay, so what I was saying now, when so a cycle repeats itself, thanks for staying in this long, if you actually included yourself to stay in this long, and the 11 and the first new cycle of the numbers repeating themselves, which will be the first time of 11. Because whoever made up the number system knows that you got to pay respect. You're not going to repeat the cycle without reminding ourselves that we're only being able to repeat it because of the repeating 1. So the first new cycle is 1s in front of the numbers now. So J would be doing that again. The first disrespect and or token of respect to the 0 would be putting the 1 in front of it, because the 1 does not come before the 0. The 0 would be the representation of the magnetism, which is 10 billion times stronger than dielectricity. But don't get it twisted. You ain't messing with neither one of those things. They're both probably 2 of the strongest things in existence, magnetism and dielectricity. 0, 1. And I would say that the magnetism and dielectricity is located within the 0. It's just our crude way of trying to represent it through 0 and 1. 1 would probably be the representation of just electricity, the polarity, the red-blue shift. That being said, and showing you how everything, even in its whole, it still has pieces within it. Has within it. But the A is 1. The B is 2. And you go back to the A, it could be 0, right? And then the B is 2, it could be 12, right? And see, that's the beauty of it. The AB is showing you that it's 1, 2. The 10, the number 10 is bullshit. It's bogus. It's bullshit. It's designed for our monetary system. It's designed for our egoic matrix that has been created that we currently still live through. Because it's showing you right here that A is 1 and B is 2. That's it. There's no 11. 11 is there is an 11. Hence why it's a master number when you do it. Because it's literally the gods acknowledging the fact that we're playing with this system, fine. And this is how we take note of a new cycle. So anything on this energy pathway of beyond the original cycle within a month, which is almost what this alphabet represents, a month, right? Missing 3 days, give or take. So it's showing you that, all right, so now you start over, you go 10 is J and K is 11, the first master number. King me, right? It's a K, it's an 11, king me. J, Jack, get into the royal suites. That's why it turns royal. Once you get past the first cycle, which is the originators, it starts getting, you played it, right? So the royal suites start at the Jack. 10, new. K, 11. 12, L. Right? They say, oh, well, what about the KKK? They got 11s. Well, listen, hey, source respect, source appreciation. I know I don't promote. It's all about evolving. You're now. And everybody out there that wants to say it's always going to be racism. Well, if you subscribe to that, that's fine. I understand why you say it's always going to be there. But you got to know, for as long as you need it to be always, as long as you need that statement to be true, well, that's the pentagram and the vibration you're setting up for yourself. So technically, no, it doesn't always have to exist. That's just you glorifying and people glorifying pain. This reality can exist, whatever. That's what's going on now. You're quarantined. You got the coronavirus. The existence is the human collective. It always has been. So you want to keep pointing the finger about, oh, this is an enemy. This is an enemy. That's the realm you're setting up for yourself. You can set up how to be a victim of that realm, or you can set up how to contribute to that realm and prosper in it. Source respect. So here's the new thing, and this is what's going to be on the next video. So we got this covered. We got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I covered in this video. And in the next one, we're going to go through J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Or at least the second cycle, right? That'll be J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. So there we go. And in all these videos, we'll go back, we'll go forward. We'll go back, we'll go forward. But that's where we are right now. Again, Royal Suites, Jack, King, and L is 12. That's why I don't even go. That's why I switched it, because L is talking about God. Look at L is talking about God. Whether there's an E in front of it or not, because it's 12. The nature of 12. 12 is another form of completion. You got we have 12 chakras. There's 7 in the vessel. There's 5 more not within the physical vessel, but within your primary ether space. So that goes from a little bit up, about 6 feet on top of your head, to about 6 feet beneath your feet. Your primary ether space that you have a right to no matter what. 12ness. Again, you go to that YouTube channel, Mr. Astro Theology, you'll learn all about 12ness. But I just keep it rolling here. I give you key points in my design. This stuff designed to make sure you're going to go do you. You're not going to just rely on one person. As much as greedy I can sound, or I can be making up things. Well, I'm not done putting out my content either. But for you to understand, check out Mr. Astro Theology, and you'll find all about 12. I'm telling you right now, 12 through what I'm going to tell you. It's just, again, if you want to understand, again, look at the power of 3. Well, L is matching with that 3. I mean, with the C. L and C are the same. Why? Because they are the ending of their cycles. They are enders. All right, they will be probably more so known as, in the zodiac, it will be mutables, because in the zodiac you get, there's 12 zodiacs, right? There's 12 astrological signs. There's 12ness. L is God, it's 12, it's creation. But it's not saying, oh, something else is in God, or something else is the Most High. No, or something else is in God. No, it's not saying that. All right? Everything has everything within it. You just have to know how to respect what's first from that thing. So there's 12 zodiacs. Again, like I said, we'll be done with this one. And you're seeing it firsthand, the power. It's all about cycles. Cyclical. That's how it works. You see the 12 zodiacs? So L is 3. It's the end of it. So within the zodiacs, so like for example, in the summertime in the northern hemisphere, Cancer would be the cardinal sign, meaning the sign that it's rigorous and it's ready to welcome in the summer. It's ready to welcome in the summer. So it's a cardinal sign. It's a new thing. It's a shift. It understands. So basically your cardinal signs would be like A and J. Right? Because they're the beginnings of a cycle. A 1. So Cancer. And then you have fixed. A fixed sign would be in astrology, would be the next one. It would be the one making sure that everything is going correct to help what just came in flow optimally. So the fixed signs is stern. So it'll be like 2s and things. Everything is taking. It would be like 2 and K. Everything is taking place to allow what the J, the 1, and the cardinal sign just brought in. Now the fixed sign, the secondary sign, is making sure that everything is okay to allow this thing that just came in to flow efficiently, optimally. And then you have a mutable. What does that mean? Like a transmute, change, a transform. That would be 12. A transmuter. C, 3. Why? Because it's bringing the closure, bringing the appreciation to the cycle that's about to change. So you got your transmuter here. And again, what we went over here about the change, about the end of the 3rd cycle, 10 is showing you that, oh no, it's not about, yeah, it's the end of the cycle, but it's about showing you how it's a new beginning. So the mutables, the transmute signs, which would be so in the summer we went from Cancer, the next one would be Leo, and then the next one would be Virgo. So the Leo would be the one stern and fixed, making sure that at optimal conditions for what the Cancer just brought into things. So we're talking about the summer months here in the Northern Hemisphere, or the winter months, they would be in the Southern Hemisphere. And then what you have in late August and September will be Virgo, the transmutable. Would be similar to from what we're up to, will be similar to 12C. C is 3, L is 12. Why? Because the numbers are showing you cycles. It's all about cycles. This one equals 6, 1, 2, 3 equals 6, 4, 5, 6 equals 6, 7, 8, 9 equals 6. There you go. And what allows it all? The 0, the plane of inertia. The 0 allows it all. The 0 coming from the top, the most high, allows all this play to be had on the flat plane of inertia that we walk on. You got an airport, you got an arena, you got a sports stadium, you got you going to work. Well, I don't care where you work. Plumber, you're cosmopolitist. What are you doing? You run a store, you're a clerk, you're a dentist. Whatever you do, it's on this plane of inertia. You take a flight up, you got to come back down this plane of inertia. I don't care. That's what you allow. So the 0 is the allowedness. So all this fun and games happen on this plane of inertia right here. All right? So you're going to see that it's all cycles. And then a little preview again, L, 12, and then you can do it either way. All right, so what is it? Capricorn. Well, they don't bring in the winter. Yes. All right. All zodiacs, you do it. So Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. That's the spring one, and astrological. So Aries would be the cardinal, Taurus would be the fixed, and Gemini would be the transmutable. So you got, again, so that would be, the representation of the 1, 2, 3. Now kind of be more appropriate, right? So if you go from spring, because that's the true beginning of the year, spring, we'll start, let's say this. So here we go. The allowance, sun and the moon. There you go. Plane of inertia. There's a trinity. 0. The allowance. Most high. Representation 0. So much so they don't even count it in our current calculations. So 1 would be Aries, 2 would be Taurus, and 3 would be Gemini. And there you go. Cardinal, fixed, mutable. And it keeps going like that. Cycles. Right? I don't even remember what's after, what's after Gemini? It's Cancer. I don't remember. But I just know it's, I'm trying to, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. And like I said, I said that probably about 20 minutes ago about to kind of keep the video short, but there you go. Nonetheless, I try to keep it an hour. And you get to feel them out. There you go. Cycles, levelsome. You are the power of now. You can either accept it, or you can give it, try to let somebody else take care of it for you. I tell you what, it'll probably lead to a lot of complaint, even if you're real fond of that person. Because you didn't come here to let somebody else just take care of all your power of now for you. You came here for you to learn how to flow and optimize your power now and enjoy how that feels, which is infinite. Source respect, source appreciation, source energy, source prosperity, source now.